Good day. Beautiful day out here today. Sun shining, no snow on the ground. That's all you can ask for as a trucker. Those winter days can be brutal. I was up at 2:30 today. I'm one of the first people awake. Walked my dogs, did some exercises, had a hot cold shower, drank my morning urine, the golden elixir of life, splashed them on my face, keep myself looking beautiful. Some days in the truck, for quite a while there, I wouldn't bring lunch with me. I would just leave my urine all day long. Well, actually, I would have my coffee. I'm trying to get rid of coffee, but right now I still drink it. And I would take a big mug with hot lemon water with some honey, and then all through the afternoon I would loop my urine. Yeah, love it. If I would go visit myself 20 years ago and said I'd be a pee drinker, I'd probably laugh at myself. Be like, you're nuts, man. You know, I get so excited about the truth and the things that I've learned. I can't help talk about it, but the people around me, they're kind of sick of it. Not to mention they can't really hear the words I'm saying because they've seen me at my worst. They see me as a drunk, druggie, fornicator, depressed. So it's hard for them to hear me. I get it. And I'm no prophet or anything like that, but apparently the people in your own circle of influence won't listen to you. I get to see the sun appear from beyond the vanishing point and come into my field of vision every day. Quite beautiful, very blessed that way. My life is completely upside down from what it used to be. I used to be a night owl. Sometimes I wouldn't even be in bed until 7 in the morning during my drinking, druggy days. Now I'm one of the first people awake. I love it. I love my life right now. Proverbs 15:23 says, "A word spoken in due season, how great it is." And I can testify to that. A little backstory. When I was in my teens, I went to Air Cadets for 5 years and got my glider license at the age of 16 before I even got my driver's license. I was in love with aviation from a young age, even really till now, but I'm not involved in it in any way. And in my mid-20s, I went to commercial pilot school because I really wanted to be an F-18 pilot and a snowbird pilot and ultimately an astronaut. So mid-20s, I went to commercial pilot school in British Columbia with the hopes of getting into the community college pilot entry program through the Canadian Armed Forces, but you had to go to your own pilot school, and then they would accept you into their program, selecting students from one of 8 colleges in Canada. So I went to pilot school in British Columbia, got my commercial pilot license, multi-engine rating, IFR endorsement, graduated top of my class. Second year of pilot school, I got the call to go to the Canadian Armed Forces Aircrew Selection, which was about a week. On the Wednesday, halfway through that program, they sat everybody down and gave an update on where everybody was as far as their testing and whatnot, and they said that I had passed as both pilot and navigator, and I was so excited, man. I was like, woohoo, I'm achieving my dream here. But they did say our pass was conditional upon completing the medical exams that were still to come. I still had a brain scan and a heart scan left. I had no idea that any problems were coming down the pipe because I already had to go through medical testing to get into pilot school, and my medical examiner had been a previous snowbird pilot examiner, so she knew her stuff. But regardless, half hour after them telling me that I passed as pilot navigator, I was on the ultrasound table getting my heart checked. And after that was completed, I was called into the commander's office, and he told me they found a problem with my heart, which disqualified me from going any further. Man, I cried like a baby after that. Heartbroken. He sent me into a bit of a spiral for many years. At the end of the day, it was a blessing in disguise, because I hate all things war now. I see through the lies of everything, through the lies of war, and I definitely would not be okay murdering a fellow man just because they had a different color uniform on. Yeah, so I'm very grateful for that at the end of the day. So there's a bit of a backstory. In 2013, I was working at a car dealership, and Axe, the men's body company, was putting on a competition called the Axe Apollo Space Program, and they were going to select, I don't know, 10 or 20 different people to go to space, and I was like, woohoo, here's my chance to go to space. So I started sharing this mission of mine with friends and colleagues, and I was at the dealership one day talking about it, trying to get them to vote for me, and one of the guys there came up and whispered in my ear, "We've never been to the moon landings were faked, and space is fake." I wish I could have seen the look on my face when that happened. Probably would have been hilarious. Well, I didn't mock him. I went home that night because I wanted to know what he was going on about, and I started researching, and it probably took me an hour, maybe two tops, to discover that he was right. There was all kinds of information out there, the photographs with different shadows converging, which was impossible. You name it. It's crazy, man. Well, I didn't stop there. Through that research, I also came across, on my own, didn't have anybody yapping in my ear about it, the truth that we don't live on a spinning ball hurtling through infinite space. That we live on a flat, stationary plane, just as the Word of God says, with a firmament above us. The luminaries inside the firmament, the sun and moon making their circuits around the face of the flat earth. So my whole life changed. My whole paradigm was shattered. I don't remember who said that to me. I try to look back on that day and try to remember who it was, and their face is blank, but their words have resonated ever since then, changed the course of my life. There's death and power in the tongue, and that person spoke life into my life at that time. And I'll be forever grateful. But with that new information, with the shattered paradigm, I had no choice but to dump all of my core beliefs. Because that's a pretty big lie. Couldn't believe that I had fallen for it. And the veil dropped. So I started fresh. And in my mind, I envisioned a blank piece of paper. I realized I really didn't know a whole lot about this place. And I decided that anything coming my way, as far as information is concerned, would have to be filtered through this one question. Do I know this to be true? And how do you really know if something's true? You've experienced it. You've seen it. You've witnessed it. That's it. So I joke around a lot right now that I'm just a stupid trucker that knows only a few things. And truthfully, that's true. I really don't know a whole lot. I used to go around talking about things like I knew a thing or two. Oh, the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. How do I really know what the speed of light is? There's no way for me to prove it. I don't even know that water is H2O. I mean, it likely is. we collectively all agree that water is H2O, but I have no way of proving that water is H2O. I won't even know where to begin. I don't have a microscope. I don't know what a water molecule looks like or an oxygen molecule. I don't know, man. So there's not much that I would take a bullet for. If we all stopped talking about things that we really don't know anything about, this place would be a lot quieter down here. I know that I speak a lot less than I used to when I thought I knew things. People go around talking about things that they've read or that they've been told, but that they haven't really experienced themselves. So what do you really know to be true? Probably about the same as me. I'm not saying that there's not some smart people out there. There are some smart people out there, a lot smarter than me, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But at least I'm being honest with myself now. You know, I don't know a whole lot. It's a great way to live, though. It certainly makes life pretty exciting. Almost like a kid again. All these wonders out here to explore. Mysteries to solve. I'm forever grateful to that person, though, that spoke some life into my life. Completely changed the course of my life. Many other things I've learned since then. Well, learned, or at least some questioning. So if you're watching this, the person that spoke that into my ear 13 years ago, thank you. Appreciate it. Hope all of you have a great day. Peace and grace to all of you and your tribes. Much love.